Here's a story from Grandpa for my three favorite little girls, Emma, Ayla, and Audrey. A long time ago, there was a collection of nursery rhymes for children that was said to be written by Mother Goose. In today's story, the author plays off the Mother Goose title by calling this story Mother Bruce. In this story, a grouchy old bear named Bruce reluctantly becomes the mother to a bunch of goose babies, which we call goslings. By the way, when you have more than one goose, you call them geese. So here's the story, Mother Bruce. Written by Ryan T. Higgins. Bruce was a bear who lived all by himself. He was a grump. He did not like sunny days. He did not like rain. He did not like cute little animals. Bruce only liked one thing, eggs. He collected them from all over the forest. "Good morning, Mrs. Sparrow." But Bruce didn't eat eggs raw like other bears. Instead, he cooked them into fancy recipes that he found on the internet. One day, Bruce came across the recipe for hard-boiled goose eggs drizzled with honey salmon sauce. So he went out to get the ingredients. First, he caught a few salmon. Then he collected honey from a local beehive. He liked to support local businesses, you see. Later, he went to Mrs. Goose's nest to pay her a visit. "Are these eggs free-range organic?" At home, Bruce prepared the eggs for hard boiling. But the fire in his stove fizzled, so he went out to get more wood. When Bruce came back, he was met with an unwelcome surprise. "Mama!" Bruce wanted hard-boiled eggs, not goslings. He supposed he could settle for buttered goslings on toast, but for some reason he lost his appetite. Bruce scooped up the little geese and stomped back to their nest. "I will have to ask Mrs. Goose about her return policy." Only to find Mrs. Goose had flown south early. "Be back in April, Mrs. Goose." Bruce left the goslings there anyway and went back home. But he was followed. "Mama! Mama!" Bruce was very stern and said things like, "Go away," and "I am not your mother," and also, "I liked you better when you were eggs." Bruce could take it no longer and became extra grumpy with them. It didn't work. Goslings always follow their mother, even if she is a he and he is a bear. "Mama! Mama!" Bruce was stuck with them. He tried to make the best of it. See how he put on his swimming tube and flipper feet to swim with them? It was hard work. See, in the first picture, he's trying to teach them how to draw and paint, but they're kind of making a mess of things. In the second picture, he's got them all strapped to his chest to keep them safe when they go for a walk. In the third picture, they're all in their high chairs and he's feeding them lunch, but they're saying blah and ew and yuck. And in the fourth picture, they're all taking a nap on a log. As the seasons passed, Bruce watched the pesky goslings grow older, from annoying baby geese to stubborn teenage geese to boring adult geese. Then one fall afternoon he saw the other goose families flying south. Finally, he'd be rid of all those geese and he could take a long winter nap. Bruce explained migration, which is when birds fly south for the winter so that they can stay warm. But they didn't listen. Bruce needed the geese to leave, so he got creative. See in the picture, he's got little helmets and goggles on them, and he's putting them into a big rubber band that he stretched between two trees so that he could launch them out over the cliff and maybe get them flying. You think that would work? Nothing worked. The geese would not leave Bruce. See, in this one, he's got them in little radio-controlled airplanes, but when he tried to make them go away, they just flew right back and chased after him. Sigh. So Bruce decided to pack some bags and take his geese into town. They boarded a bus and migrated to Miami. Miami is down south where it's really warm. The geese don't have to worry about getting too cold. Now every winter, Bruce and his geese head south together. They laze about at the beach in tacky shirts, sipping ice-cold lemonade, while Bruce dreams of new recipes that don't hatch. Mama! There's a little baby turtle coming up out of the water onto the sand and looking at the goose. Do you think the baby turtle is going to think the goose is its mother and follow it around? Well, that's the end of the story. Bruce was a grumpy old bear who thought he was content living by himself and just doing the things he liked to do. But when the baby geese decided that he was their mother, he gradually found that he liked taking care of them. That's often the way it is in life. You don't really know what you need until you find somebody else needs your help. Helping others can really make you a better person. Always remember that Grandpa loves you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.